Welcome back to our third grade last unit of the year, which is going to be engineering and design. And at this point, you should already have a great idea of what your technology is going to be, and many of you have created some really awesome presentations or started to create them. At this point, you're going to go into the next step. So you have your problem and hypothesis, and now you're going to be actually getting into the nitty-gritty and kind of creating that technology for us. Or for some of you, I know you're creating apps, you're actually going to draw what the app would look like. So on your presentation, so make sure that your presentation My Technology is open, you're going to create first of all a materials slide. And on that slide I want you to list the materials, and I want you to take pictures or show pictures of what some of those materials look like, just to help me out. Then you're going to create a slide titled Procedure, and this is one of the most important slides of your whole presentation. The couple of things that I want you to think about as you're writing this procedure. First of all, make sure it is very, very specific and to the point, because eventually you would want me to be able to recreate the exact same technology that you did. That's why the procedure is so important. So make sure that your measurements are exact. So if something has to be 1 inch long, you should be telling me it's 1 inch long. Don't just say, take the piece of paper and put it on the other thing. Be very specific with what you're talking about. Make sure that you write this in bullet point or in step-by-step format. Make sure you don't write it as a paragraph. Not for the presentation. When you're actually speaking, so when you're actually giving your presentation, in the bottom box, which is going to be your literacy connection, you can write it in a paragraph format because it's how you speak, but make sure that on the slide it's step by step, so either bullet point or numerical. And lastly, make sure that you include at least a picture of every other step to show me what you're doing. You don't have to do it every step, but every other step, or even every third step, so that you have a good set of pictures to help someone along the way so that they could see through the pictures what things should look like. Lastly, I know that your procedure is probably going to be more than 2 or 3 steps long, or I hope it is, so you're probably going to need more than one slide for your procedure. So in that case, for every other slide that has to do with your procedure, just type in as the title of the slide, Procedure Continue, just like you see at the bottom of the page here. For your literacy connection this week, you're going to be continuing with exactly what you've been doing the last couple of weeks. You're going to be creating what you're going to be stating for your end of unit presentation, and that's going to be done in the notes area of your presentation, and you can do it one of 2 ways. Again, you can write it out word for word what you're going to say, or you can bullet point format, but for this I want you to especially focus on the procedure page. With the material page, you don't need to take notes because you can simply list them, or I'll hear them within your procedure. But in the procedure, again, make sure you have it in step-by-step instructions, and you should be showing in your video either how to create it, or you can tell me how you created it, because I know some of you will create it before you actually write the procedure, which is kind of a backwards way of doing it, but that's okay because we're doing it step by step here. And make sure that you tell me the pictures that are associated with each step.